kick the afternoon off before I introduce our very special guest, Chris Freitag. We wanted to really provide a platform today that maintains sort of a neutral stance. Certainly, we want people exploring Ergotron's WorkFit sit-stand workstations and to learn about affordable alternatives to, as the AMA now suggests, reducing sitting time for the health of your employees and your organization as a whole. But we also wanted to provide you some out-of-the-box approaches to wellness that don't have to break the budget, that other companies have explored and implemented, which you will hear about this afternoon. It's really, really cool, that have provided significant and positive ROI on that either upfront investment or were easy to implement without a lot of money out of the pocket. So I, however, do have a charter to help Ergotron and our JustStand.org initiative create awareness on how Ergotron's WorkFit products can reduce sitting time and influence happier, healthier, more productive employees. And I've been doing this particular position. Oh, by the way, I'm Wendy McCubbin, Worksite Wellness Manager for Ergotron, if you didn't know. In this charter, I work with both our partners and end users on what it means to reduce sitting time and how that produces a healthier organization, healthier bottom lines. And part of what I do and the work that I do with our customers is when they have explored WorkFit as an intervention tool to reducing sedentary time, we do a survey, typically of anywhere between 15 and 25 WorkFit recipients. And I'm continued to be surprised by the responses that we get from those surveys. They consistently validate what you heard this morning and what the other research says. People feel healthier by sitting less and having the option to stand more. But some key things that I wanted to pull out and share for you in the surveys that we've done, and these questions were compilations of the wellness, HR, EHS, and facilities managers that we're working with. But some of the questions that we've asked those recipients is, prior to having my WorkFit, I felt my work area and work routine was too sedentary. Okay, and this, actually, the order of the slides is wrong. Here's what summary page 1 looks like. We kind of give them the company a demographic. In this particular instance, there were 25 total respondents. Average weeks of use was 7, so that's a pretty good, give them time to really embrace the routine. Before WorkFit, 96% felt their work area and work routine was too sedentary. 92% reported spending more than 3/4 of their day just sitting. Okay, so people are sitting too much and they don't like it. You'll learn a little bit more about that. So obviously there's an impact on employee well-being and workflow. In this particular report, this was for a real customer, by the way, 92% reported taking time away from their desk or work for symptom relief, and almost 25% of them spend upwards of an hour a day doing that. So away from their work, their attention is away from their work. 40% report not feeling good about their overall health while at work. Okay? Productivity, 3 people in this one report. So think about your broader sample base. This is 25 people, and I'm telling you this is a company of about 25,000. 3 people spend at least 1 to 2 hours a month away from their office for medical visits, for chiropractic or other related care. 1 said that they spend greater than 10 hours a month. That's not something I often see, but I mean significant. And when you dollarize that, what does that employee get paid in salary per year? And what do those 10 hours equate to, or even, you know, that 1 to 2? It can be expensive when you consider the broader sample of your organization. And 92% experience a lack of energy or added fatigue, which they attribute to their long periods of sitting. After WorkFit, so that was before WorkFit. Did I mention that? Because that would be really bad if I didn't. Okay, good. After WorkFit, 100% say that WorkFit improved how sedentary they used to feel, and everyone now spends at least a quarter of their day standing. 100% of those 25 would recommend WorkFit to others. Now you can say work fit or simply sit stand workstations, just an alternative to sitting all day, okay? And you can see all of the impacts on their overall well-being and on their workflow. 92% feel less fatigued, more energetic. 100% say they're able to consistently focus. 100% feel more efficient and productive. Somewhere in there talks about the reduction in time away from the office. And I have seen over and over again, those that claim they're away from the office 1 to 2 hours a month, I've seen that it has actually reduced that time by 100%. And we were talking last night at dinner. One of the things I never thought of was the impact of people dealing with conditions like sciatica. And I have seen that come up over and over and over again in the reports that we've done. So again, it's just further validation that people want options to sit less and stand more while working. And obviously what we're trying to do is create awareness that affordable options do exist that are easy to deploy. Okay, I won't go through everything else because I don't want to take up Chris's time. And hot off the presses, to further validate what I've just presented, what you heard this morning, what you will hear this afternoon. But first of all, I have a couple of questions. Who likes their Java in the morning? I don't get out of the house without a pot of coffee in me. Okay, would you give it up for a week if you could sit less at work? Okay, if you gave that option. Do you wish you could take a vacation or have more time for one? If you could stand more and sit less at work, would you give up 1 day of vacation? Well, interestingly enough, Ergotron just commissioned an independent research firm called Research what? You'll learn about it. It went out on the presses this morning. We asked 1,000 American full-time workers how they felt about sitting, what their awareness of sitting disease was, and do they want options to sit less and stand more at work, and the findings were phenomenal. Okay, now this is a second iteration of a study that Ergotron commissioned in 2010 through Ipsos. That was really sort of gauging people's understanding of the impacts of sitting and the alternatives to sitting. So this is phase 2, and it will be an evolving project, if you will. This is now our standing index. And what we've found in the overall crust of things, and you'll find this information both in an infographic on JustStand.org and in a press release on JustStand.org. In this particular survey, we found Americans are sitting an average of 13 hours a day, which, by the way, go to our calculator on JustStand.org, puts you at significant risk for some of those chronic illnesses associated with sitting disease. When factoring in sleep hours, they're sedentary an average of 21 hours a day. 67% hate sitting. Despise, hate. Those words were used interchangeably. Yet 86% do it all day, every day, particularly because they have no other option. 85% admit to taking breaks, excuses to get out of their chair just to reduce time spent sitting. Most use getting food as an excuse. So when our country is already dealing with obesity as an epidemic, but people are looking for ways to reduce sitting time and they're going to food to get it, I mean, change has got to happen, right? And that's why we're all here. 96% would be willing to stand more to improve their health or life expectancy. But moreover, and this goes into why I asked you the questions that I did, what was it? 30%, if I can see, would give up a week's worth of their Java just to stand more and sit less while working. Okay? Also, 24%, I think, you can see it up there, said that they would give up a day's worth of vacation just to sit less. So those are pretty significant statements, aren't they? You know, when you think of your broader sample size, people are looking for options to stand more while working. So in this infographic that we produced as a result of the study that we did, you know, some pretty compelling statements out there. You've already heard this about the metabolic toll on our bodies. But the bottom line is people are looking for options. What we also found is they're not really aware of what sitting disease is, what the metabolic health consequences can be, and again, that alternatives exist. So everybody in this room can sort of be a catalyst for change within our organizations and to those, obviously, we care about. Whoops, that's a copy and paste error right there. So just wanted to present that. It was some really exciting information that just got off the presses this week, especially after the introduction of the AMA adoption policy on the health risks of sitting. So we're really, really excited about what the future has to hold for us.